Vanny is in the Ruin DLC, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys exactly where she is and what the hell she's doing here. Now, even though her model is not in the game files and we don't see her in the DLC, I know she must be around post-security breach. So, let's start with how I know that Vanny is still around and living in the Ruined Pizzaplex. In one of the corners of Monty Golf, there is a bench that has a bunch of items that might belong to Vanny. And to quickly prove that this is all Vanny's and not someone else's, I'll point you to two important items. Number one is her graffitied signature, which is identical to the one that we see in Security Breach. And number two, the blanket on the bench is purple and it has a star print and looks awfully similar to the blanket on her bed that we see in the burn trap boss area down in Security Breach. Still not convinced? That's fine, I'll prove it even more. See, this drawing of her face can only be found in the main game in the burn trap boss area. This drawing appears many different times in Ruin, and someone could have only copied it if they went past the collapsed pathway and the blocked doors to the burn trap boss area, saw it all while avoiding the many dangers, went all the way back up, and then just copied it. Which, in my opinion, sounds pretty unrealistic. Now obviously, Vanny wouldn't have to go through this, since she probably wouldn't need to remember what a drawing of hers looks like if it just came naturally to her. She would be more than capable of replicating her signature, as well as the drawings of herself. Now of course, all of these drawings could have only been left behind by Vanny after Security Breach if she was still around after Security Breach as well. Okay, so we established that Vanny is here and that she is using spray paint to leave drawings and markings all over the Ruined Pizzaplex. But not just any kind of spray paint, she's always using Helpy branded spray paint. I found that she usually uses 5 colors: black, purple, blue, or red, but not as much as she uses yellow. Cassie's adventure in the Pizzaplex truly starts once she finds the Roxy Talkie, which is conveniently placed on her only path forward. The placement of the talkie cannot be a coincidence, as it is what leads Cassie further into the Pizzaplex, and it is what allows the mimic to trick her. Along this path, she can get the tools needed for her to see and turn off the security nodes. But it's once you get to Monty Golf that you really see just how carefully Vanny has been laying out this path for Cassie. First, you see a makeshift ramp splattered with yellow paint, then some weird Helpy cutouts, and then splattered boxes. And that's just in Monty Golf. Vanny gets more creative in the other areas of the Pizzaplex by not only adding yellow paint splatters, but also a bunch of conveniently placed arrows to guide Cassie. All of this basically shows that this plan has been in the works before Cassie even came to the Pizzaplex. Of course, it's not like anyone can just draw a bunch of arrows in a ruined Pizzaplex and expect a little girl to just follow it. There's always the chance that Cassie might just change her mind, wander off the path, or even just go home. So someone needs to be there to prevent her from doing that, to stop her and block her way back in case she changed her mind. That's right, Vanny is in the Pizzaplex at the same time as Cassie is. Obviously, we can't see her, but there is a way to find her. You just need to listen. Not for her voice, but for the sounds she makes as she moves around. When you first come across this wall with her graffiti on it, once you get closer to it, you hear the doors being slammed, and it turns your attention to these red double doors. Also, when you first come into Glamrock Salon, after walking down the stairs and heading into a hallway, you hear the sound of metal being rattled and you turn to a fenced gate. I believe that these sounds all come from Vanny. She's keeping an eye on Cassie and making sure she doesn't go off the path. When she knows that she is in the right place, she leaves to prevent Cassie from noticing her. She makes sure to block the path Cassie took in the elevator shaft as well as Roxy Raceway so that there's no way for her but forward. Cassie and the Mimic always discuss where she is throughout the DLC. This also informs Vanny of where Cassie is too, so that she can track her. Vanny can intercept their walkie-talkie signal with one of her walkie-talkies, something that Security Breach tells us that the Pizzaplex security team uses. Okay, so now that we have established that Vanny is here and then she's basically guiding Cassie through the entire DLC, that only leaves one question. Why can't Vanny just free the Mimic herself? Something that I've been thinking about a lot. I mean, what does Cassie do that Vanny can't do herself? As we have seen from all the evidence, Vanny has clearly visited all the places where the security nodes are, and it's not like she's injured and can't move around. Vanny could have easily used the mask that is handed to Cassie at the beginning of the game. I mean, she was probably the one to put it there in the first place. The fast wrench is also something that Vanny herself placed down for Cassie, so she has the tools required to interact with the security nodes. So I've come to one conclusion as to why Cassie had to do it. Cassie is basically being used as a little lab rat to test and distract the MXCS security program. This was a good move because if Vanny did all this, then the entity would have turned everything, including the ruined glam rocks, against her. But of course, that's not all. Cassie is also serving as bait for bringing Gregory out of hiding and back to the pizzaplex. The Glamrock Salon shows us Cassie's past with Roxy and Gregory, but it's also showing us that Vanny and the Mimic know of that past as well. She's also been in daycare, and that means that a lot of her information is already registered in the pizzaplex's data system. Information that can be used to contact her and ask her to come to the ruined pizzaplex. And well, we know how it goes from there. But anyways, that is all for today's theory. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please consider subscribing because it really means so much to me. And of course, let me know your own FNAF theories down in the comments. Bye bye!